welcome back to the newest episode of E-commerce Clearly. So today's episode is based on one of the most interesting reports I've recently read on Indian e-commerce and D2C. It's called D2C 3.0, the next big wave in Indian e-commerce by Inc42 Data Labs. And honestly, this report doesn't just talk about e-commerce growth, it talks about how Indian consumers are changing, how quick commerce is rewiring behavior, why brand loyalty is collapsing, and why D2C is no longer just an Instagram business, and why the future of retail in India may look completely different from what we imagined 5 years ago. Because the biggest insight from this report is this: Indian e commerce is no longer in the growth phase, it's actually entering a new structural phase, a phase where retention matters more than acquisition, availability matters more than branding, and speed matters more than everything else. The report predicts that D2C alone could drive almost 86% of incremental GMV growth for e-commerce industry in India between 2026 and 2031. And that's insane, which basically means marketplaces are no longer the main story. Brands are. But the way brands are being built is also changing completely. And I think the most powerful line in the entire report was this: loyalty is dead. Real time shelf space is king. And honestly, that one sentence explains modern consumer behavior perfectly, because consumers today don't behave like consumers from 2018 anymore. Earlier, you discovered a brand, followed them on Instagram, became loyal, waited 3 to 5 days for delivery. But today, you open Blinkit or Zepto, search for a product, whichever brand is available first wins. Not necessarily the best brand, not necessarily the cheapest one, just the one available in that moment, which means the battle has shifted from mindshare to shelf space inside dark stores, and this changes everything about D2C. Earlier, distribution was support, now, distribution is the product experience in itself. If your SKU is unavailable for even 20 minutes during peak demand, you lose the consumer instantly. Because in the quick commerce era, the consumer doesn't postpone intent anymore, they replace brands. And that's why this report keeps talking about habit loops, retention, and high frequency commerce. Quick commerce is no longer just fast delivery, it's actually a behavior infrastructure. The report says quick commerce is scaling from around $8 billion to almost $68 billion by 2031, and that is massive. And what's even more interesting is that groceries and food are becoming the biggest e commerce growth driver, not electronics, not fashion. Food and grocery, which makes sense because high frequency categories create habits, and habits create retention. That's why Blinkit, Zepto, Swiggy, Instamart are becoming daily infrastructure instead of just apps. Another really interesting section in this report was around the startup ecosystems in India. For years, we believed Bangalore builds startups, Mumbai builds media, and Delhi builds commerce. But the report says something very interesting. The ecosystem is no longer anchored to a single geography, with capital increasingly aligned to functional strengths. Delhi NCR for manufacturing and scale, Mumbai for media and distribution, and Bangalore for technology and product innovation. And honestly, this is a huge shift, because now startups are being built closer to category advantages. So Jaipur for craft and jewelry, Ahmedabad for textiles, Pune for agri-tech and wellness, Bangalore for AI and product systems, which means India's startup economy is decentralizing. And the report even points out that positions beyond the top three startup hubs remains fragmented. No single city permanently dominates anymore, and I think this is very healthy for the ecosystem, because the next wave of Indian brands may not emerge from ecosystems alone, they may emerge from manufacturing ecosystems, culture ecosystems, or creator ecosystems. Another underrated insight in the report was around women led D2C startup. The report says women led D2C startups in India have raised over $1.2 billion, accounting for nearly 12% of sector funding, much higher than fintech, enterprise tech, or health tech. And honestly, that makes complete sense, because D2C is deeply connected to behavior, culture, community, aesthetics, and lived experiences. Many of the biggest women led brands started from I couldn't find this product for myself, so let me make it. That's a very different starting point compared to traditional tech. But even then, 12% also tells us that we still have a long way to go. Now, one trend I found extremely interesting was this idea of affordable luxury or mass tea. The report identifies rupees 499 to rupees 2500 as a sweet spot for premium Indian consumption, and this explains almost every modern consumer trend in India right now. Consumers want premium coffee, skincare, fragrances, protein products, wellness, aesthetic packaging, identity driven brands, but at psychologically accessible pricing. India is not becoming a luxury economy, it's becoming an aspirational economy. People want premium experiences before they become rich. And honestly, that might be the defining consumer story of India over the next decade. Affordable elevation, not ultra luxury. And overall, what this report really highlights is that we are entering D2C 3.0. D2C 1.0 was all about selling online, and D2C 2.0 was all about scaling through paid ads and marketplaces. But D2C 3.0, it's about retention, habit, speed, operational excellence, and owning consumer intent in real time. The winners won't be brands people love, they'll be brands available at the exact moment when intents happen. That's it for today's episode. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.